I'm just curious about this, like what your thoughts are. How much do you think that him getting the captaincy in Boston really kind of toned him down a little bit for the last few years? And, are we kind of starting to see him maybe come back out of that shell a little bit?
I think he's back in his element in Florida. This is Brad Marchand's natural state. I do think to a certain extent, that captaincy in Boston, um, he did have to tone it down a little bit. I think this was a good change of scenery for him. It kind of allowed him to just go out and be himself. And when Brad Marchand is being himself, that's when he's the toughest to play against because he's doing stuff like this. And it'd be one thing if, what he was doing was disruptive to Florida's game, if it was kind of throwing them off their game, but that's not happening. It's interwoven within Florida's playing style. It seems like this was really a match just waiting to happen with the Florida Panthers and Brad Marchand. This is a perfect fit for him. And I do think, like you said, his role on this team has kind of allowed that side of him to reemerge. And I think, too, just being on a really, really formidable playoff team has brought that, back within Brad Marchand, too. So it's nice to see him back in his element. And I think this is really giving, Florida a really big boost, too. I mean, this really helps shore up their depth. And we've talked at length about how deep this team is. And Brad Marchand has been a huge part of their playoff success this season and their success on the stretch. So